this going. Call Environmental Planning Commission meeting to order. Today is July 16th, Tuesday at 7 p.m. May we please have someone lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Stand up and across your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We may be seated. Okay, may we have roll call, please?
Yeah, he made one call. Commissioner Langley. Commissioner Khan.
Yeah.
Vice Chair Wright Sure.
Here.
Commissioner Sherman.
Yes, I'm here.
And Chair Henderson.
Present. Okay, item number 4, approval minutes from the June 18th meeting. May we have a motion?
I so move that we approve the minutes of the June 18th, 2024 meeting.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Langley.
Yes.
Vice Chair Wright Sure.
Yes.
Commissioner Sherman.
Yes.
Commissioner Khan.
Yes.
And Chair Henderson.
Abstaining? I wasn't present for that meeting.
Oh, motion passes 4-0 with Chair Henderson abstaining.
Okay, item number 5, oral communication.
This is a time where the public may address the Planning Commission on items that are not on the agenda, but within the Planning Commission jurisdiction. Comments should be limited to 3 minutes. At this time, is there any members of the public who would like to speak to the Planning Commission? No members of the public would like to speak at this moment.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on to item 6A. We got 1818 West Redondo Beach Boulevard, the tire shop progress report. It was requested back on April 16th, the meeting, that we have it updated on the progress of the requirements for site plan review 4-15.
All right, as you stated, Chair, this is a progress report for the site plan review number 4-15. And just as a recap, this site plan was approved on August 26, 2015 to improve the automobile repair facility located off of 1818 West Redondo Beach Boulevard. And the site plan was approved for the auto repair facility, and there were also improvements that had to be made for the parking lot, including restriping as well as the landscaping in the front yard. And that's just a reference of the plans that was approved back in 2015 for you guys. And on January 19th, 2024, as a recap, a notice of intent to revoke site plan review number 4-15 was issued to the property and business owner by the director due to the lack of compliance with the conditions of approval of that site plan review. And on January 23rd, 2024, the appellant John I'm sorry if I don't say this correctly, Mardrusian, representing the business, the Tire House, the applicant for short, filed with the city clerk's office for a request for an appeal to be heard by the Planning Commission. And on February 20th, we had the first Planning Commission meeting where the Planning Commission had heard the evidence brought to you forth by the Community Development Department, as well as rebuttals from the appellant. And so at the close of the Planning Commission meeting, it was directed to us from the Planning Commission to draft a resolution to deny the appeal to revoke site plan review 4-15. And 2 months later, on April 16, 2024, Planning Commission had reviewed the request again. And this time the appellant had submitted a letter to the commission for the efforts to comply with conditions of approval of site plan review 4-15. They had brought forth the cleanup, pictures of cleanup of the site itself, and code enforcement also provided some pictures since that meeting. And the Planning Commission motioned to continue to hear to today for a progress report. And just as a little update for you guys, on April 3rd, 2024, the appellant applied for permits to upgrade the parking lot. The building permits were issued to start work on June 25th, 2024. As of yet, no inspections have been scheduled. On May 23rd, 2024, they submitted a building permit for landscaping and irrigation. And just as an update from today, the building permits were issued to start work. This isn't reflected in the staff report just because it happened today. And as of yet, no inspections have been scheduled. On June 5th, 2024, code enforcement inspected the property, and they took some pictures and also noted that tires impeding the parking lot were removed or relocated inside of the building or on the designated tire storage racks. And next is a couple of pictures just to show you as well. So on the left is the brake shop itself. As you can see, you can go inside of the building with a lot of clearance for a vehicle as well. There's no tires being stored improperly. It's all on the dedicated storage racks in the back of the building. And on the right-hand side is the outside storage racks, and that's located on the west side of the property. And some other angles of the property as well. As you can see, they really cleaned up the property and there were no storage of tires outside of their dedicated places. And last view, and you can access the building on the east side for the property. And on June 18th of this year, they applied for a permit to construct a new trash enclosure. Building permits were issued to start work on June 25th, 2024, and no inspections have been scheduled. And on July 9th, code enforcement went out to inspect the property again, and the business continued to maintain access to the parking lot and remove additional tires. So these are some pictures. So you can see the tire shop on both bay doors are more established and have their dedicated tire spaces. And then it's a good thing you see some customers. They're coming in too. So this is on the east side of the property. And this is on the west side of the property where the storage racks are being held for the tires. And at this meeting, the staff is recommending to postpone the adoption of resolution PC number 1424, mainly to monitor the ongoing progress of the business and property owner in resolving the issues, complying with the city-approved site plan, and if the conditions of the property continue to improve.
Okay, thank you. Are any questions for staff? So for staff, so are we okay with the progress that they have made?
Yes, we're fine with the progress they've currently made. We plan on recommending that we bring this back in about 3 months to see where they're at that time. And we'll give you an update on the progress of actual construction of making the improvements.
Okay, thank you. So we'll continue. We'll motion to continue. And do we have a?
And if you could direct staff to bring it back in 3 months for an update.
Yes.
It's not, there it is. See, no one heard me. Postpone adoption of resolution PC 14-24 to monitor the ongoing progress and property owner in resolving issue complying with the city-approved site plan, and if the conditions of the property continue to improve, for a report to be made back to us in 3 months. I so move.
Second it.
Roll call, please.
We can stand by a minute. We're going to find a particular date that we'll have the meeting at.
Okay, thank you.
In October, we'll have a planning commission on the 1st and the 15th.
So you want to do the 1st? Is that 3 months? Yeah, October 1st.
October 1st.
Second.
Commissioner Commissioner Langley,
Yes.
Vice Chair Wright Schur,
Yes.
Commissioner Khan,
Yes.
Commissioner Sherman,
Yes.
and Chair Henderson.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Hey, that's it. That's perfect. All righty. Item 6B, workforce violence training. California new SB 553 law requires all employees to establish workforce violence prevention strategy and initiate training. The presentation will be given by Risk Management and our analyst, Ms. Tracy Jacobs Strange. Thank you.
Is it on? Hello. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tracy Jacobs Strange. I'm the Risk Management Analyst for the City of Gardena. A little bit about me before I get started. I've been with the city for 2 months now. I was over at the City of Santa Ana before, and I do have about 7.5 years of risk management and safety experience. So I'm happy to be here and see what we can do to improve safety of employees and members of the public. So why do we have this policy in place now? California recently passed a law that went into effect July 1st, requiring all employers to have a workplace violence prevention program in place. Due to the increase in trends of violent incidents in the workplace, this is a great time to implement it. Workplace violence are in the top 4 reasons of fatalities in the workplace, so in the last 15 years. So it's important to get started and see what we can do to reduce risk. So we'll start off with some definitions. Workplace violence is any violent incident that occurs in the workplace. This can be verbal harassment, psychological harassment, and physical assault as well. And your workplace refers to any place that you are carrying out your regular work duties. So it could be here at City Hall. It can be in the parking lot when you're leaving at night. Maybe there is a poorly lit parking lot and something occurs. That would be considered a workplace violence incident. Also, a threat of violence is any written or verbal statement meant to convey violence, meant to convey harm to someone. It can be in person, it can be on social media through a direct message or a story someone posts, and it can be directed towards an individual or a larger group of people as well. There are 4 types of workplace violence. The first type is a stranger violence. This is usually a crime of opportunity when there's one person on duty or in the area that's working, and men are 39% more likely to experience this type. Type 2 is a customer versus employee incident. This is the most common. This is an angry resident or angry member of the public who comes in because they're upset about something and they have an intention to do something violent. Type 3 is an employee versus employee. This is the least likely. This is less than 8% of incidents, and this can be a current or former employee. So if someone's terminated, they're angry, they come back the next day, again with an intention to do something harmful. It can also be committed by a supervisor or manager as well. Type 4 is a domestic violence type of incident. This is someone who has a direct relationship with a current employee, and women are 36% more likely to experience this type. So we have a copy of our plan. It's up on Gwen. It can be made available to you guys as well if you don't have access to that. Since you are commissioners, I know you're not here all the time. So some of these things might not apply to you, or you might not have these experiences, but we do want everyone to have the ability to access it and also offer their input on it as well. So there are ways that we want staff to get involved in helping us implement and develop the plan. One is by attending the trainings, so they're aware of our processes and have the resources that are available to them. Two is reporting incidents when they happen. We want to know what is going on so we can follow up and resolve the issues, and identifying hazards as well. So this will help us identify any kind of trends we see, areas of improvement, any holes that we need to patch up to, again, reduce risk or exposure to our staff. So this is how we are requesting or requiring staff to report incidents. They're going to report it to their supervisor when something happens. They're going to fill out an incident report, and that's going to get forwarded to me or human resources or risk management. I keep a log, a spreadsheet of all the incidents that occur, copies of the reports. I'll reach out and coordinate with law enforcement if I need to do any follow-up, if there's any investigations that need to be done, and then we'll let the employee involved know the conclusion of it. This is an example of what we're looking for. Basic information, when and where it happened, who was involved, was law enforcement contacted? Also, what were the conditions? Was it a poorly lit parking lot? Were you the only one around? Are there any witnesses? Again, if there's anything else that we're looking for, we'll reach out to you as well to get the missing information. So I don't know if any of these apply to you, but these are specific hazards you might face because of your role in the city. Working or interacting with people who are experiencing social hardships or dealing with a stressful situation. These are things that can cause people to escalate or need to release their frustrations. Carrying out inspection duties of sites or city properties, working alone again, and exchanging money. Current measures that we have in place, we're carrying out risk assessments of city facilities and also gathering feedback on what we can do to better improve security or safety. Again, we have the workplace violence prevention policy and conducting trainings to as many city staff as we can. And we also have anti-harassment and anti-bullying policies in place. And we're also working on establishing visitor procedures and strengthening our protocols regarding that. We don't want, some of our gates are, you have to know a code to get in. We don't want someone loitering around it and then another person coming up and being, oh, here, let me in, I got you, maybe you're carrying a box. Oh, let me open it for you. We would rather have them go through the proper procedures of going to the front desk, checking in, the front desk person calling the correct person. Are you ready or available to see this guest? Also, like with spouses, sometimes spouses are welcome inside, but we would rather have them go through the proper procedure as well. So just again, to streamline the procedures and keep everyone safe. It's kind of small, but these are red flags or warning signs of someone who might escalate, people who are open about being involved in criminal activity or wanting to commit crimes, people who have homicidal or suicidal thoughts, maybe someone has a gambling addiction and they're in a lot of debt. Those things are warning signs of what could escalate to a violent incident. So what to do if a workplace violence event occurs? One, call 911. That's what we recommend. Call 911 and evacuate the area if you can. If there isn't a immediate threat of physical danger, you're going to go through the regular reporting procedure of notifying the supervisor and reporting to law enforcement if needed. If there is a suspicious package, the correct protocol is to call 911 also. We want you to treat it seriously until proven otherwise and not handle it or try and open it up, figure out what it is. In the event of an active shooter, you have three options. First option is the best one if you can, and that's to run away. Of course, you might not be able to do that first. You might have to hide or fight. Hiding includes barricading the doors and silencing your cell phones. Fighting works best in a team effort and in an ambush situation to catch the shooter off guard. Gardena Police, I'm coordinating with them right now to have an active shooter training sometime at the end of this month or the beginning of August. So you guys would be welcome to attend that if you'd like. So our specific procedures, again, is number one, call 911. We also maintain emergency contacts in human resources. This helps us know who to contact if we need to or have law enforcement contact on your behalf. We also are drafting an emergency action plan right now. I'm coordinating that with the police department and other departments as well, like Public Works. This will include information on evacuation routes, other types of emergencies like earthquakes or fires. And we're also ordering evacuation maps for city facilities as well. So if you would like to request a copy of any workplace violence records, you're free to do so. We'll respond to you within 15 days. You can receive records of who's completed training, the records and reports of violent incidents as well. You'll just email risk management. You can email me directly or HR, and we'll get that over to you. Any questions? Any feedback?
Well, I'm gonna make a joke on there. So you mentioned your wife. So can I get this program sent home so I don't get this? So,
You might not want your wife visiting. I don't know.
Look, that's workforce. That is workforce. If I know, but thank you. Any questions, anyone? Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you.
And we'll ensure that, so it's the prevention plan, right? That's on Gwen? Okay, yeah. And we'll make sure, that all the commissioners get a copy of that as well. Do we need to sign it? Okay. Yeah, thank you, Jason. And so we'll just have to, they wanted to ensure that all the commissioners and our staff here today are noted that they took the course. So we're
Okay.
gonna have you sign afterwards as well. So just
Okay.
note that. But
Thank
thank you,
you.
Tracy.
All right, let's say, moving on, item number 7, Community Development Director's Report.
Yes, we have a few items to tell you about. The first one is tomorrow, Wednesday at 7:30. The city's sponsoring the LA Galaxy game over at, I think it's called Dignity Health Center or something like that, over in Carson.
Oh, still
But their tickets are $25 for Gardena residents, yourself, and $30 for non-residents. If you do go tomorrow, delegates from our sister city, Huatabampo, Mexico, will be at that game. So there was a contingent that arrived on Monday, and one of the things that we're taking them on tour of is this soccer game. So that's happening tomorrow evening, but we aren't providing any transportation like the Dodger games where you can get on the bus. Everyone's on their own if you decide to go. And then following that, on July 27th, a Saturday, they're having on the front lawn here a summer country bash. So I think there's a band that is being asked to play, I guess, country music from 5 to 7 p.m. I don't recall this ever happening for Gardena before, so it might be the first time we have such a thing. But anyhow, that's Saturday, July 27th, 5 to 7. And then August 6th, as National Night Out. That's a big thing out here where we close off the street here. We are going dark on that meeting just so that each of you can attend if you'd like. but it's a big event because simultaneously they have the backpack school giveaway event. So that's where a lot of the kids, residents from Gardena, come and get school supplies and backpacks as part of the giveaway. And so it's combined with the National Night Out. And so it's probably one of our bigger events that we have for the community. And we'll be out there. We'll actually have a booth. And rumor is we might have shave ice cones to give away. So we'll see. And then lastly, on Sunday, August 25th, this is probably one of the bigger events also, is the Jazz Festival. That's over at Rowley Park every year. Planning commissioners, you'll receive two tickets or one seat in the reserved area. So I guess there's an option, but it's per person, not per office. I think Jules Kahn holds a couple of commission seats, but it's per person. So those are your options. And do they go to Recreation and Human Services to get those tickets, or do they let us know?
So you guys can let us know.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can let us know, and then we'll let the person from Recreation and Human Services know, and then they will just email you the tickets directly.
And that's all I have, other than I heard the American League's winning the All-Star game right now. And that is it.
Well, it's probably because, we have a Yankees member on the All-Star committee that's doing this due diligence, normally number 99, Aaron Judge. I just want to throw that in there. Okay. All right. Yeah, well, we'll see. Anyway, let's move on to item number 8, Planning Environmental Quality Commissioners Report. And start out on the far left.
Langley, no report.
No report, Commissioner Khan. I have no report, but I want to give kudos to the Gardena Police Department for their job in busting the illegal fireworks warehouse, which was on Vermont in the 1700 section, which is 170th Street, which is near Steve and I. 75 tons of illegal fireworks that were worth $7 to $10 million street value. Next question, is there a way we can honor them for that?
I'm sure if there's anything going on, the city council is addressing that, but no, not as the planning commission.
Shucks. But I'm happy they did it because it takes a lot of that off the street because we were hearing fireworks day in and day out.
Well, I have no report, but I would go along with your idea because the police did do a good job of doing the illegal fireworks, but there was a lot of them that went up in the air, booming and lots of things. So some of them actually succeeded in blowing up. So anyway, no report.
As well, no report, but I don't think they got, I think the early on people, my new neighbor, he had maybe one of the best fireworks shows I've ever seen for a neighborhood. So it went on for about 45 minutes to an hour, and I am still cleaning up debris off my roof of my cars to this day. So, but yes, so with that said, we will adjourn our meeting. It is 7:29, and